wherever you are. Welcome to our news bulletin from JMN. Prime Minister's Office hosts experience sharing program on 5 million coders initiative following Abiy Ahmed's national call for youth to join the 5 million Ethiopian coders initiative and expand its reach to 7 million by the end of the rainy season. The Office of the Prime Minister hosted a dedicated experience sharing program in Finfinne, according to social media posts by the Office of the Prime Minister. The event brought together certified graduates, industry leaders, policymakers, and young professionals to share insight and advance the digital Ethiopia 2030 agenda through practical digital skills development. The program opened with a tour of an artificial intelligence exhibition, followed by a keynote address from Belen Seomo, head of the press secretariat at the office of the Prime Minister. Belen framed new technical capability as a vital national asset and reaffirmed the target to reach 7 million coders this summer. The panel featured Abiot Beyo, senior advisor to the Minister of Innovation and Technology, Bethlehem Cesar, CEO of Gero, an initiative alumni Azimiro Tadiz, and Mahlet Sema, a tech entrepreneur. The panelists encourage and participants to continually hone their skills, build practical solutions, and drive innovation with Ethiopia's digital ecosystem. The event concluded with an interactive networking session where young participants engaged the panelists with insightful questions, highlighting the initiative role as a catalyst for developing digital talent and driving national transformation. Syria and Russia agree on future management of military bases. Syria and Russia have reached an agreement on the future management of Russian military bases located along Syria's Mediterranean coast. Russia had been using the bases to provide military support to former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad during the country's 13-year civil war. Syrian Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced on Sunday that the two countries had signed a memorandum of understanding following 18 months of negotiation. The agreement means that Russia will no longer maintain military bases in the Arab country, while Syria will take control of two bases that were used during the war. Houthis launch attacks on Yemen's Mocha. Houthi fighters in Yemen launched new attacks on the port city of Mocha on Sunday, hours after an earlier attack killed 7 people, according to the Yemeni military. The Houthis carried out new attacks on Mocha, a city controlled by the Yemeni government, as tensions continue to escalate. According to Yemeni military, the Houthis attacked the residential area in the government-controlled city using missiles and drones. The military added that its air defense system intercepted some of the drones. Mocha is located near the strategic Bab al-Bandab Strait, an important international shipping route. Houthi spokesperson Yahya Saree said on Telegram that the earlier attack, which killed 7 people, targeted Saudi Arabian troops and weapons depots in the city. Another statement, the Houthis claim to have attacked an oil refinery belonging to Saudi Arabia's major oil company, Aramco, amid rising tensions between the Houthis and the oil-rich kingdom. Netanyahu rejects Trump's plan for Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Sunday that Israel does not agree with the plan announced by the United States regarding Gaza, which is supported by Hamas, putting him at odds with his ally, President Donald Trump. Netanyahu rejected the plan announced by the President Trump last month and insisted that the Israeli military will not withdraw from Palestinian territory until Hamas is completely disarmed. But rejecting the 15-point document, Netanyahu said Israel is still discussing strategies for Gaza with the United States, although the White House has not yet issued an official statement. Meanwhile, Netanyahu also spoke about Iran's attacks on other countries in the region and vowed that he will never allow Iran to possess nuclear weapons, whether through an agreement or without one. China evacuates 1 million from homes as massive storms arrives. It packed maximum wind speed of 150 km per hour when it first slapped into Yuhan in the Zhejiang province before making a second landfall in the city of Wenzhou about an hour later. Meteorological authorities said the 14 halted transportation across the region. 1,400 flights were cancelled in Shanghai alone. Chinese authorities had earlier issued their highest level red alert for dolphin, but by Monday morning, they downgraded it to tropical storm. The storm is moving inland with China, and authorities are still warning of torrential rains, severe flooding, and the risk of landslides throughout Wednesday. Heavy rains were forecasted on Monday for the provinces of Shandong, Hainan, Hubei, Anhui, Jiangsu, Zhejiang, and the city of Shanghai. Local government had urged people to avoid outdoor activities, while several top tourist attractions remain closed, including parts of Disneyland and Legoland, and several viewing platforms along the Bund in Shanghai. Footage on state media shows a ground floor business flooded in the former French concession in Shanghai, an area popular with the tourists and people walking through ankle-deep waters. Several state media outlets have reported that a 9-year-old boy from Winling, Xinjiang is missing after being swept into the sea. Chinese officials have not reported any casualties. Part of Xinjiang could receive 250mm to 500mm of rain over the next few days, forecasters says. Authorities in Hangzhou, capital city, have waived parking fees in all public spaces for drivers seeking shelter amid the strong winds and floodwaters. Also in the province, Wenzhou, authorities have relocated some 900,000 residential and opened more than 1,000 emergency shelters, while about 390,000 people have been evacuated from their homes in the city of Tanzhou. The storm moved over a long distance of 6,000 kilometers before making landfall, suggesting a lifespan of more than 3 times that of an average typhoon, according to China's state broadcasting CCTV. That is all for today news. Goodbye and thank you.